Alexander the Great is renowned for his extraordinary conquests and for naming cities after himself. But one question often arises: why did he march eastward and never consider heading west to conquer regions like Rome? To answer this, we need to look at the context of the 4th century BC Greece. At the time, Greece was a fragmented landscape of city-states, petty kingdoms, and constantly shifting alliances. To the north was the kingdom of Macedon, ruled by Philip II, Alexander's father. Philip was an ambitious leader who had expanded his kingdom southward, which alarmed Athens. In response, the Athenians formed an alliance to counter Philip's growing power, which inevitably led to war. The result? Macedonia triumphed and subjugated the rest of Greece? Well, all except for Sparta, which, as usual, remained stubbornly independent. Philip's next big ambition was to lead a united Greece in a campaign against Persia, avenging their earlier invasions of Greece. However, before he could fulfill this dream, Philip was assassinated in 336 BC, and the throne passed to his 20-year-old son, Alexander. Like his father, Alexander was determined to expand his kingdom. But why didn't he set his sights westward toward Rome? First, Alexander's priority was to honor his father's promise to attack Persia. This goal served as a unifying mission for the Greek city-states, and breaking this promise could have fractured their fragile alliance. Second, Rome in Alexander's time was not a major power. It controlled only a modest amount of territory, and neither it nor its neighboring regions offered enough wealth or strategic value to justify an expedition. Simply put, Rome was too insignificant for Alexander to care about. In 334 BC, Alexander launched his campaign against Persia. The Macedonians quickly proved their mettle, defeating the Persian king Darius III and taking vast swaths of territory. Alexander's victories earned him the title of Alexander the Great as he expanded his empire eastward. He continued south into Egypt, where he was welcomed as a liberator. There, he founded the city of Alexandria and was proclaimed pharaoh, adding yet another illustrious title to his name. From Egypt, Alexander turned his focus back to Persia. He captured the Persian capital and defeated Darius once again. This time, Darius fled but was betrayed and killed by his own men. With Darius gone, Alexander declared himself king of Persia, cementing his dominance over the empire. At this point, you might think Alexander would return to Macedon and perhaps consider new conquests, but his work in Persia was far from over. Although Darius was dead, parts of the vast Persian Empire remained defiant. Alexander spent the next several years quelling uprisings and consolidating his control over the region. Alexander's ambitions didn't end there. Historical records suggest he had plans to conquer other regions, including Carthage, but there's no evidence that Rome was on his radar. The Greeks had limited contact with Rome at this time and wouldn't consider it a significant player until Rome's conquest of Greek cities in southern Italy, an event that occurred about 50 years after Alexander's death. Even after solidifying his hold over Persia, Alexander's focus remained on further eastern conquests. He spent 6 years putting down rebellions and expanding his empire before returning westward to Babylon. It was there that Alexander turned his thoughts to the afterlife. Tragically, he fell ill and died in 323 BC at the age of 32, leaving behind an empire that would soon fragment among his generals. In the end, Alexander's eastward campaign shaped history, while Rome remained untouched and grew into a dominant power long after his death. His story is one of boundless ambition, unmatched military prowess, and unfulfilled potential. If you're fascinated by Alexander's story, why not explore another chapter of history? Check out our video on the top 10 greatest pharaohs in ancient Egypt to dive deeper into the lives of leaders who shaped ancient civilizations. Click the link on the screen and explore their incredible stories.